All right, I hope you guys are excited. We're going to get started with our opening statement. We're going to go in ballot order. So John, that means you go first with your 2-minute opening statement.
Well, thank you. I'm John Keating, and I'm running to be your next mayor of Frisco. I'm a 26-year resident. I served in the military for 13 years as a U.S. Army counterintelligence agent with a top secret security clearance. I'm a combat veteran of Operation Desert Storm. Raised my 2 sons here. They went K through 12 in our FISD. Followed them to school and served on our PTA for 7 years. I earned the Texas PTA Lifetime Member Award for my work there, and then came to serve you here on Frisco City Council for the past 15 years. I've been part of some of our most incredible projects here in Frisco, including bringing the Dallas Cowboys headquarters and the Star here, UNT, Soccer Hall of Fame, and moved an entire sport halfway across the country with PG of America headquarters here with not 1 but 2 18-hole championship courses. And of course, this is with partnership with our FISD along the way, so our kids get to play in these facilities, and they return on our investment to help keep our residential taxes low. As mayor, that is my commitment to you, to continue to work to reduce the tax burden on your homes so you can keep your money in your pocket where it belongs, to continue to work on traffic and infrastructure solutions. As we've demonstrated over the past few years, we've finally been able to get to a place where we're more proactive instead of being reactive. And then finally, keeping our city safe, and the #1 city in America, the place we love to call home, the place we call Frisco. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is... Good evening. Okay. Good evening. My name is Shauna Sal, and I've lived in Frisco since 2003. We're a proud blended family with 5 grown adult children. I had the privilege of serving on Frisco City Council from 2016 to 2022 when I stepped back after a personal battle with breast cancer. While I served on Frisco City Council, I served as the Mayor Pro Tem, the Deputy Mayor Pro Tem. I served as Chair of the Legislative Committee, Chair of the Governance Committee, and I served on Budget and Audit. I've also been at the seat of the table for all of our big, powerful negotiations that we've done to protect the taxpayer when it came to things like bringing the PGA here. But I've also worked on some smaller issues like getting signs and stoplights outside of neighborhoods to make sure that we were keeping our neighbors safe. Keep in mind that as I've knocked on doors, thousands of doors over the last few months, that I've talked to residents to find out what things mattered to them, what things mattered to you. You're smart, you're educated, you want a seat at the table for the decisions that are made here. What you're going to hear tonight is a lot of talk. What you may not hear a lot of is specific policies. What we've talked about for months and put out there for you to see is where I stood on the issues, time and time again, on specific policies so that you would understand the direction we would take the city. I think you deserve that as a voter. I think that's important for you to know what the positions I've taken on the issues that have been before us over the last few months so that you would know how I would vote as a mayor. That's what you deserve as a resident. I am proud that I've given you specifics on public safety. It's why the police and fire associations have endorsed me, and I'm so proud to have the support of those who are willing to risk their lives every day, have put their support and trust in me, and I hope that you will do the same. My name is Shauna Sal.
Am I on? Oh, yeah, I am on. Thank you. Good evening. I'm Rod Vilhauer, and thank you all for coming this evening. It's Thursday night, and glad to be here. So, first of all, I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman. I have lived in Frisco for over 40 years. I am a born-again believer. Christ is the center of everything that I do. I believe I have a biblical worldview, and I make my decisions based on the Word of God. I'm also a husband. A wonderful lady sitting right out here. I'm a father of 5. And before I go to grandfather, there's 3 of them sitting right over here. One is in the tummy, my grandbaby that's coming. The boy is in the tummy of that one sitting right there. So that'll be number 6 on the grandchildren. Anyway, I can't wait to see him. I can't say his name, though. Anyway, I am a grandfather. I'm a family guy. That's what's important to me. this city. I've raised all my children here. I love this city. And Barry and I started a business here in 1990. We grew it with $40,000, grew it to $370 million a year and 1,600 employees. I think there's a few people in this room that were part of that company. I know how to handle a $370 million budget. This city is 2026 budget is $360 million. I believe I can lead people, and this city needs a strong leader as mayor, and that's why I'm running for Mayor of Frisco.
Good evening, and first of all, thank you to Chamber and Grace Church for hosting us tonight. And first and foremost, I want to introduce my family to everybody in this audience, and they're seated right here in the front row. Tiffany and Emily, will you please stand up for 1 second? I'm very grateful that they joined us tonight. This is the first one they've been to. No matter what you hear tonight, no matter all the policies we talk about tonight, I want you to remember one thing. Strong families are what build a strong Frisco. I chose to enter this race for one reason, because I believe I can help. It has been the privilege of my life to serve this community for the last several years. I have had the opportunity to serve on the Frisco ISD board. I'm pretty sure we have a quorum tonight, actually. I've seen you in the audience. Think of all the good we have accomplished in the last couple of years. We have elected a superintendent that is beloved. I think is going to do great things for this city and for this school district. Who gets that opportunity? We've got to preside over an A-rated district. We've balanced the budget, done amazing things in this community. I've had the opportunity to serve as a director on Frisco's EDC. We have protected our low tax rate. We are generating the funds necessary to support a proactive safety in our community. We are a growing city. We need someone that can go and build consensus with people with different views. I'm thankful this week to have earned the endorsement of the Dallas Morning News, and I'm thankful to have the endorsement of the only former mayor in this city, Mr. Mike Simpson. My name is Mark Hill, and I look forward to this debate.
Okay, before we get into the first question, Sam, we have to remind them that you get one challenge, and one challenge only, that you can use during this time.
I think they're going to have to use it wisely.
Exactly. Mark, keep that mic on. We're going to start with you with the first question. Talking about really defining Frisco's identity moving forward. After nearly a decade of consistent mayoral leadership, the next mayor will help define Frisco's identity for years to come. How would you bring the community together across a diversifying population while also reinforcing Frisco's reputation as a premier place for business, talent, and families?
And how long do I have?
You have 1 minute.
Okay. Remember this. Positive culture of leadership starts at the top. We must speak positively on everything we do. And so one of the ways we actually put that into motion is we open up leadership opportunities for our community. He is absolutely correct. We are not the community we were 10, 15 years ago. We have grown, we are diverse. This city and the vision of this city is largely created with the boards and commissions and other leadership opportunities that preside underneath the mayor and council. All of those positions are appointed by mayor and council. We have an opportunity to turn the page in a positive way. We have the opportunity to allow other leaders from all parts of the city to ascend up into leadership roles, to take the opportunity and to take this city forward.
Rod, same question to you, 1 minute.
Sure. Yeah, so I think with 1 minute, I'm going to go here. The first thing we have to do as city council and the mayor, we've got to get ourselves on the same page. We've got to make sure we're pulling the wagon, everyone the right direction, and that is to unify the city and do what's best for this city. Make sure we understand we serve the citizens here, not ourselves, and that'll be the first thing. The second is we are definitely a diverse, multicultural city, and I've caught a little flack, but I'm telling you, the Hindu American people here, there's a lot of them, and we can't ignore them. I'm going to reach across the aisle, and I'm going to build relationship, and we're going to do what we need to do. Let's all bring our 1%. That's what makes us each different. All our DNA is the same, 1%. Before I run out of time, I'm going to tell you this. Anyone that governs themselves by Sharia law, I am against 110%, and I will do everything I can do to make sure that does not happen. No more mosque in this city.
How would you bring the community together across a diversifying population while also reinforcing Frisco's reputation as a premier place for business, talent, and families?
I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing for a decade, which is meeting with all types of groups and residents, no matter who they are, no matter who they represent, no matter what culture they are, because that's what makes us the community. And the key part of that is I haven't just started that now when I was campaigning. I've been doing it for years because those relationships matter already. So when we talk about building a community, when we talk about doing unified things, you have to go on the record that you've kept. And part of that is there are relationships that I started with that maybe weren't the same strong. They might not have been on the same footing, but we've come back to the table every single time to learn more about each other, to learn how we can serve each other, to learn what things are important to that other person. And when we can pull that together, that's what's going to make us united. But that's also what's going to make us strong, because when I sit down and I'm willing to say, I might be right, I might be wrong, and listen to you, you're going to make that better. Because when you can challenge ideas that I have, that's going to make us better, and that idea is going to be better in the end because it was allowed to be challenged.
I've been doing this work for 15 years. I've been out knocking doors, inviting people to come out and vote, and not only that, but to also participate in the process. For our Black community, our Hispanic community, our Indian community, have invited them to come out and play a role in our boards and commissions, to run for public office, and then have stood shoulder to shoulder with them as they've gone and cast their vision and built their teams and set goals and gotten things done in this city. And we've all watched it happen together as a team, as we've reached out to all four corners of Frisco to bring everybody together and build bridges and not walls. And that's something that I'm very, very proud of. We worked across different faiths, different politics, to make sure we have a diverse council, a diverse number of board and commission seats filled, and also very proud of what the work that the school district has done on their board of trustees and the positions that they have elected to have that same sense of diverse culture and have everyone in Frisco represented. Thank you.
All right, Rod, this question will go to you first. Hi, I'm here in the front. This question will go to you first. As the next mayor, you'll help set the tone for how Frisco manages its next phase of growth. How would you approach decisions around infrastructure funding, particularly the balance between developer contributions and taxpayer responsibility, and ensure that both fast-growing areas and long-established parts of the city receive appropriate investments?
Sure. So, first of all, anytime a developer comes, depending on the size or what his development looks like, he needs to pay for the infrastructure that ties to him. If they don't, there's such thing called impact fees, and they need to pay their share. And that's what they'll do, is pay impact fees, and then the city will develop and we'll go from there. But again, the only way we're going to keep the tax structure the way it needs to be, that it will help us fund what we need to fund, is we have got to bring top 500, top 100 companies here that will literally put property down, buildings down that bring great property taxes to us, because that's how we're going to take care of it. So I'll just leave it at that. I can go deeper, but we don't have time. Thank you.
Impact fees have already been talked about, and those are something that we need to stick closely to. But the other key part of this is making sure that we're reinvesting in all parts of Frisco. There is very much a feeling that some parts of Frisco are being left behind. And so we've got to make sure that no corner of Frisco feels left behind. But the other key part of this is that we, with only about 12 or 13% left to zone, we have the opportunity to be more selective. We have the opportunity to be more choosy. And we don't have to say yes to everything. And we certainly don't have to incentivize everything. We can be more selective with how we incentivize things. Because what we need to recommend and remember for these developments is that sometimes in our when the things that we've used to incentivize have taken money out of the general revenue budget up to $3.5 million a year on some of these projects that then you as a taxpayer have to cover. So that's what we need to be more mindful of, is that how we incentivize these projects has to be where we're going to get the return for it, where the resident gets the benefit and not just pays for it.
We typically do make the developer pay for the development around it, and sometimes when we look at different parts of the city and we wonder, well, why isn't the sidewalk completed, or why isn't there a turn lane or a traffic light? It's because that's on someone's property that we want that developer to pay for that development. If it's a question of safety or efficiency in our moving our traffic around, then the city then would step in and budget for that and put that infrastructure in place. For the commercial, the infrastructure has and moving traffic has always been a top priority. I'm sorry, I made too many notes here. We do have old and new, and we do have a lot of north-south plus east-west traffic concerns. We've done well with north and south. It's our east and west traffic that we're working on now. Unfortunately, we have Stonebrook and Lebanon being worked on at the same time. It's a function of when we can get the dollars for those projects. Thank you.
As one of the 7 directors on the EDC currently, economic development is in my wheelhouse, and I want to just tell you right now, we had a meeting yesterday, and the first several projects that came before us didn't even need incentives. It's going on right now. In fact, I'll give you a quick example of one. Toyota is building all their new developments. They're moving across the 121 to Frisco. No incentives. Economic development is the key to low taxes, funding safety. It's the hub for which the spokes of reducing traffic, keeping proactive with safety, and all these other things flow. Know this right now, we return about $3.50 for every $1 incentivized. That is unparalleled, and we are the envy. We need to continue that. That will help keep our taxes low, and I'm the one that has that experience.
All right. Shauna, this one's for you. You'll go first. We're going to talk public safety.
It's hard to hear when everybody's. I'm sorry.
You're going first.
Stop clapping,
Sorry
and we can all
about that.
hear.
All right, the next mayor will inherit a rapidly growing city where demand for public safety services continues to increase. What is your plan to ensure police and fire staffing keeps pace citywide? And how would you respond to residents and business owners who feel current service levels are falling behind?
This is probably my favorite question of the entire night. We need to make sure that we are staffing for not just a random Thursday night, but for all of the things that we bring to town, because that's where it's kind of starting to hurt us. We've already hit our overtime budget for the fire department for the entire year, and it's not even May yet. That's the issue. One of the things we need to be focused on, and this is where we've talked about specific policies, is 4-person crews for our ladder trucks in the fire department, because it is a National Fire Prevention Association standard, and we're missing out on some grants because we don't have that. We also need to make sure that we are not just taking care of our recruiting pay for police officers, but for our veteran pay, those who've been here 8, 10, and 12 years, because once we've trained them and we know they're good and we know they're good service-minded officers, we should fight in every way to keep them here serving our community. That's going to make us more competitive in the staffing. That's going to make sure that we bring the very best police officers and firefighters here to Frisco, and I'm so proud to have their endorsement.
Public safety is job number one here in Frisco, and about half of our budget goes to police and fire. Station 9 is now a regional training facility, so we don't have to farm that cost out. We're actually able to invite other stations and other regional partners in here. And it also helps with our mutual aid. As a neighboring city needs extra help, we can respond. And if we need extra help, those surrounding cities can respond, because we've trained together and worked together, understand the same radio frequencies and what the objective is to keep the firefighters safe as well as our community. Our police also now have their own police academy. That's been fantastic for recruiting and retaining new officers. We have 2 classes that have graduated. Our 3rd one is underway now. So as mayor, we will continue to keep public safety as our number 1 priority. Our ISO rating is 1. That helps reduce your insurance costs for your business and your home. Thank you.
I would agree public safety is a top priority, and the first place I would begin as mayor is to rely upon the subject matter experts. Fire Chief Glover is retiring. I've spoken with him on this. The first thing we do as mayor and as council is follow what their requests are. Same with Chief Shilson, who I've known and spoke to also. We need to make sure we are meeting their needs as a council and as a mayor, especially as we grow, as we have large events pop up, whether it's the World Cup, PGA Championship next year, Universal coming online over the summer. There will be different needs. I will say one thing, the city is recruiting better, and we're finding police officers from all over the world. Some of the most recent ones are coming from places like NYPD. And so we're having very good talent come here because we do have good safety, and we're gonna make that a focus in the future.
Of course, safety is always very important. I think, some of the challenges that are coming with Universal Studios, with 50,000 cars a day and hundreds of thousands of children, it draws pedophiles. So I believe we need a task force. We need to be watching what's going on. The safety has got to be stepped up there, in my opinion. Of course, I am 100% for our law enforcement and our fire department. I've been supporting them here ever since I've been here. So whatever we need to do, and I know officers are hard to find, I know firemen are hard to find. It's very competitive around here because McKinney's growing, Allen, just about every direction from here, and they're hard to come by and they're sought after. So whatever we need to do to make sure we've got qualified people, and I think our pay is competitive, but whatever we've got to do to make sure we're safe here, I'm 100% in.
All right, John, you'll start with this next question. Recent council meetings have shown how quickly public discourse can become tense. As a mayoral candidate, how would you lead in those moments, balancing the need for open public input with the responsibility to maintain a respectful, productive environment for residents, businesses, and city leadership?
Well, thank you. Communication is key, and serving as mayor and working with our council and staff and with an understanding from our community as to how our council meetings are supposed to be run, the work that we do to put that agenda together, and then the input that we want from our citizens. So by all means, we want to maintain order and get the city business done, but we also want to hear the input from our citizens. I mean, it's literally called citizen input. So that is critical not only to the items that are on the agenda, but also is what is on the minds of the citizens and what is most concerning to them. If it's response times about police and fire, if it's tax rates, traffic, the construction on Lebanon, any of those things, we want to hear back from our community. And as mayor, you want to keep the dialogue going. You want to remind folks of what the rules are and keep that line of communication open so that it works both ways.
The issue of decorum was a major motivation for me running in this race. I have a proven history of success right in this topic. Does anybody remember our school board 3 or 4 or 5 years ago? Okay. We now have a school board that is functioning very high, professional. Our meetings are held with decorum. And guess what that's resulting in? That's resulting in clarity. That's resulting in better governance for you, the community, for our educators, for our parents, resulting in things like balanced budgets. These things are achievable. What you need to start that process is someone that can step into a council room and build trust with 6 other people, not coming from different camps, not coming from different factions, but build trust and make sound decisions. That's what I offer.
Would you repeat that question slowly for me? Thank you.
As a mayoral candidate, how would you lead in the moments of tense council conversation, balancing the need for open public input with the responsibility to maintain a respectful, productive environment for residents, businesses, and city leadership?
Okay, that was not slow, but let me see what I can do to answer. So, of course, I believe the mayor's job here really, the mayor is the liaison between our council, our city government, and the people. So as I hear the voices from our neighborhoods and from our communities, I've got to be the one that brings the council together. I think if we get on the same page, the leadership of this city, we can do whatever needs to be done. I'm not drunk, but we can do whatever needs to be done to make this city strong and accomplish what we need to accomplish. Keep this city great.
I believe there's two prongs to this. One is how the mayor treats the council around them. You have to treat them with respect, even if they disagree, because they were all elected the exact same way that you were. My leadership is not punitive. You can disagree with me, and I'm going to still keep you on the committees, and I'm going to still let you serve, and I'm going to still give you opportunities to shine, because that's what you were elected to do. So it's how you lead in the other people that are serving with you. The other side of this is how we deal with the citizens' input. I'm the only candidate who actually stood up for citizens' input to say we need to protect it and protect it for the residents. We need to make sure when they tried to push it to the end of the meeting and say that the residents and everyone else should speak at the end of the meeting, I said that's not right. Our residents should have the first priority. They should get to speak at the beginning of the meeting. They shouldn't have to wait till 10 o'clock at night to do that. So those things are key pieces, but we can also address it head on as leader and say, you can disagree, but how you're speaking about our other residents is not acceptable, and we're not going to take that anymore. So that's the way you lead this through this process.
Mark, we'll go back to you. Yes, and let's just talk policy. If someone were to come up on the street to you and say, what are your policy priorities as mayor? How would you answer that question in 1 minute?
My policy priorities are in the following order: keeping safety a top priority, making sure it's proactively funded. Number one, making sure we have restored and renewed partnerships with our greatest allies in this community, Frisco ISD and all of our regional partners. I know the mayor of Prosper, Mayor Tubbs in Salina, Mayor Cox in McKinney. If we want to solve traffic problems, it's a regional problem. You have to have these relationships to build to solve these problems. So safety, renewal of partnerships, and decorum. I intend to make sure we have a city council that is reflective of the good in this city. Okay, how we look impacts you. And so that will be another key priority of mine.
Rod, same question. On the street, 3 priorities, why vote for you?
Yeah, definition of policy is guidelines, boundaries. So when I talk about policy, the first place I'm going to start is accountability in this city, transparency, no behind these closed doors deals, whatever. I don't know where that came from, but those are the first policy that's going to take place. What we're talking about here, safety, streets, financial, those are goals, those are concerns, but when it comes to policy, let's clean this place up. I'm telling you also, our city council meetings have turned into a joke. They're an embarrassment to this city. And as I said the other night, these guys come in and start attacking anyone on this city staff, elected officials. I may go to jail with him, but I'm going to drag him out of there because it's ridiculous and it needs to stop. If they want to cuss people, they need to go outside and they can do it out there. If they want to come in for public comment, ask questions, absolutely. But we're going to bring honor back.
Thank you.
My first priority is public safety, and I've already given the specifics on that one, so we'll go quickly. I do want to thank you for mentioning the regional partnerships, because I've been talking about that for months as one of the tenets of my entire campaign, that the regional partnerships and how we worked on transportation and everything else that was going on mattered an extreme deal to how we were going to be successful. The other part I would talk about is the reinvestment in Frisco. We've got to focus on taking care of the assets we already have. The streets, the sidewalks, the parks, especially the ones that are all aging at the same time, the 25 and 30-year-old ones. those are the ones that we need to reinvest our tax dollars in to make sure that the things we've already spent money on, we don't have to spend a whole lot more money on because we've waited too long to take care of them. And then the other thing I would say as a final thing is going after Fortune 100 companies, that needs to be our top economic process, needs to be going after every Fortune 500 company that we can get to come here that will balance out our tax base as we close out.
As I'm fond of saying, you get taxed when you make money, you get taxed when you spend money, and you get taxed when you save money, and enough is enough. One of my top priorities has been to help you keep your money in your pocket and to keep our tax rate low and competitive. And to do that, you have to bring in the economic incentives, the economic engine from corporate America, those Fortune 500 companies that bring not only the jobs, but they have to be high-paying jobs. They have to be well-paying jobs. To keep our city as a full life cycle city so our kids can grow up here, go to school, and come back and live here, purchase a home here, and raise their families here, and keep our community moving forward. Certainly, traffic and infrastructure. And yes, we do have an incredible team. Brian Mullen is one of our traffic engineers, and as we were having problems with Plano at Preston and 121, we had Brian reach out to his counterpart in Plano, and they were able to figure out some of the timing light solutions there. So it's putting the right person into place to get these things done.
Now's the
Okay.
fun bit, right?
The fun part, go for it.
Yeah, so each of you guys will now get the opportunity to ask one opponent one question. You'll have 30 seconds to ask the question, and the opponent will have a minute to respond. We're going to start with Rod. You get to ask your first question to whoever's up there next to you.
Actually, I don't have any questions at the moment. I'm okay.
Okay. Shauna, we'll go to you.
Mark, you've spent a lot of time talking about your experience at the EDC, and with an attendance rate of missing 1 out of every 3 meetings, and also you chose to run in your first term of being on the school board, how can the residents be assured that you will fulfill the commitments that are necessary with the job?
That data is incorrect on the missing of the meetings data, which we can all double check and verify that. My first year, I am the Frisco ISD liaison, and so there have been occasions during the EDC meeting, once or twice. We meet once a month, so if you miss 2 meetings, you're basically missing 20%. And so I have had a few conflicts with ISD and EDC. That's normal. That happens, by the way, and the EDC knows that because it appoints one of the directors as its ISD rep. And so there are naturally conflicts. Again, I have responsibilities. It's a privilege to serve both institutions of this city. I'm proud to serve both. I have never actually been questioned one time by any director or any staff member regarding my attendance. And so tonight is a first.
That would be your challenge.
This is my challenge, yes. I'm proud to say that the chair of the EDC has endorsed me because they've watched the service of my counterpart here, and they've watched my service. And so the chair of the EDC, who has served with him on the EDC, said that based on the attendance rate, based on the service of me, and based on how I had served in this community, that they were standing behind me as the future mayor of Frisco.
All right, John, you could ask a question now.
Sure. Well, I'll also ask Mark a question here. You seem to have yourself represented as a director of the EDC or board member. You do have the lowest attendance rating, and you also have never set foot in City Hall in either any elected or appointed capacity. So how are you going to hit the ground running in the first 90 days with no experience in City Hall?
I want everybody to remember that whenever people contend I'm part of the cabal, remember who's getting questioned here. Okay, now listen. I have been in City Hall many times, and like I've said, and what motivated me to run in this race, leadership is not determined by the tenure of your politics on council. That's not what you need in your mayor position, okay? You need experience that impacts and improves your lives. Every forum we have been in, economic development and education and partnerships come up time and time and time again, okay? Not council tenure. No one asks about that. Everybody wants to know how we lower your taxes, how we help your traffic. That's the experience that matters to you when you go vote. That's the experience that I have.
Shauna, you'll start with this question.
Mark gets to ask a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. I got too
Rick's
exci-
very
I got-
excited
I
about
got
his
too
last
excited for
question.
the-
He's
yeah.
very excited about the last question.
I'll take that
But
as
Mark,
a
you get to ask one still.
It's been 2.5 hours.
I'll take it as a compliment. I have a positive question, and it's going to be a layup for Ms. Sowell. Tell the audience the best thing the City Council has done to improve the quality of life in the city in the last 1 year.
I believe the best thing they did was when they finally came to the table and supported Main Street downtown and the businesses downtown with what they were asking for.
Rick, you get to ask your question now.
All right, so we've talked a lot about public discourse, public safety, infrastructure, traffic, all the things. But let's imagine that you're at an airport having lunch, and someone asks you, as mayor, you're mayor, what makes Frisco a special place to live and work? How would you answer that question from just someone you would be speaking to? Shauna, we'll start with you.
I believe that what makes Frisco special is a couple of things, but it starts with the people and the residents. And it starts with every resident who's put in time, whether they've been here 25 years or 40 years, or whether they've been here 5 years or 2 years. It's about how you bring your bit to the table and what you contribute to this community. I've learned so much by standing on the doorsteps of people, some of them who are new, some of them who've been here a long time, to talk about the things that matter to them. And that's what I think makes Frisco special, is because it's all very unique. For some of them, it's the way that they work. For some of them, it's the education system. For some of them, it's the great neighbors they have. And that's what I would share with someone who was asking me about what was special about Frisco. But then I also would look to say that it's the small business community and the large business community combined. Because if we don't have both of those working well, then we're not going to be strong and growing and thriving and going forward economically. And so those would be the things that I would say it's the most special about Frisco.
This does come up a lot. Sometimes I have to work through the Troy Aikman thing first, and then get to talk about Frisco and Sports City, USA. So that's always a great opportunity. There's usually a little disappointment on the first and a little excitement on the latter. But it is the people. We do have an incredible citizenry here. Just fantastic folks, literally coming from all over the place. And it's fun to say, I'm not from Texas, but I got here as quick as I could. The business community here is fantastic. Our school district is incredible. I just learned the other day that the #1 cutting board company in America is right here in Frisco. It's Boardsmith, and it's right behind the snow cone lady over here, and they have veterans employed there, and they have an incredible place. Speaking briefly just on our veterans, we've been working to make Frisco more veteran-ready and veteran-friendly, and that's something that I'm very proud of and talk about with the city.
This question's very easy for me, and it's all about the families. I am raising my daughter here in this community. I have served this school district in this community, and it just gives me energy. I love serving this community. I love living in this community. And I'm looking forward to turning the page in a positive manner in this community. It's time we open up opportunities. Half of this stage reeks of politics. It's clear from today's debate. I'm going to rip it out of this city. I'm here to fix it in a very positive way. There's so much opportunity here. There's so many good people here. That's going to be my goal. That's my motivation. And it's the people here, the diverse people here, that motivate me and that I love about this city.
I think what makes Frisco wonderful and special is I've been here 40 years. I was blessed enough to be here when George Purefoy got here, about the same time. City manager, Mac Bocart, fire chief, Dr. Reedy, superintendent of schools. Every day, every decision made here, anything about the city, its future, our schools, it was wrapped in prayer. And the foundation of this, and don't fool yourself, the foundation of this great city is a biblical Christian foundation. Now, and to keep this place great for our children and our grandchildren and to build the legacies here, when the foundation falls, the rest of it goes away. So I just encourage all of us as citizens, as moms and dads and grandfathers, we are multicultural, all that. Let's come together, let's bring our best, and let's make sure we do this God's way.
Thank you all so much. We're now going to move into our 1-minute closing statement for you all. We're going to start in reverse ballot order. So we're going to start with you, Mark, for your 1-minute closing statement.
Thank you so much, and thank you again to the Chamber and to Grace Church and for everybody coming to spend a little bit of time with us this evening. I do believe experience matters. I believe I'm the right person for this time with the right skills that we need for this city, specifically economic development, education, and executive leadership. I have proven on all three of those to be successful and to produce results for this city. That's what this city needs right now. The second thing, it needs a leader in the room that can go into that council and empower those other council members. Earn their trust from day one so that they all can make good decisions for you. I believe I'm uniquely qualified to do that in this race. I'm proud to have this opportunity. I love this city. That's why I'm running to help it, and I would appreciate your vote. My name is Mark Hill.
I think what sets me apart is the fact that I have built a business here in Frisco, the largest employer and the largest taxpayer for 8 to 9 years. I do understand budgets. I've negotiated hundreds and hundreds of contracts. I've managed people, built great teams. I am endorsed by the Denton County GOP. I'm endorsed by the Denton County Conservative Coalition. I'm also endorsed by Representative Mitch Little and Andy Hopper. Truthfully, I'm endorsed by friends and my wife and family and my church. So I believe, I just ask you to do this. Lay 4 resumes down here. Take the names off of them. Read the resume and choose the one that's most qualified.
I'm sorry, but it's not unity to say that someone who's challenging or has disagreeing ideas reeks of anything. And part of the problem that we have in the disagreements in our community is that we don't allow people to challenge ideas in a way and allow them to say, I don't agree with that, and let's still be okay. That's where we need to start in leadership. And calling people names and saying they don't have integrity, that's not positive. So let's talk positive. I've given you tonight solutions, real strategic policies going forward. That's what you deserve in a leader. When we've talked about public safety, I've not talked around it. I've not just said I like public safety. I've actually given you specific things I would do. When we've talked about business development, I've given you specific things. When we've talked about economic development, specific things. The entire time I've run this campaign, I've given you, the voter, an opportunity to see how I will lead you, not only with real understanding of challenging of ideas, but with specific policies to go forward.
I've cast the vision, I've built the teams, I've set the goals. We've gone out and got things done, the things that you asked us to do. We've produced fantastic results. This is the #1 city in America. Any city around us would gladly trade places with Frisco. It's an incredible place. We've shared the credit, declared victory, and moved on to the next objective. That's what is required of the mayor, is to build teams, set the goals, and get things done. I've done that for 15 years. I've worked with 16 different council members. I've worked with 2 city managers, 3 police chiefs, Three fire chiefs, now about to be the fourth. A number of different city employees. I've watched the school district change over the years, and I've watched our community change as well. I've adapted to the change through good times and bad, through low economic times, pandemics, and through the good times as well. My name is John Keating. I'm running to be your next mayor, and I hope to have your vote. Thank you.
Okay, well, this brings us to the end of our candidate forum. We want to say definitely thank you to all of the candidates for participating in tonight's forum. Let's give them all a round of applause, please.